Friday, June 3rd, episode of Morning Coffee and Chat. Let me go and get everything synced in here together. Mute this bloody thing before it blows your ears off. There I is. I don't know why I'm getting little messages already, but let me see. There's that. There is that, and then we'll share it out, and I can get to the hellos, howdies, and how you doing. Spinny, 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 going the wrong way. There we go. Booyah. Alright, let me get up here. Good morning, Caucasian. Morning, Santee. Happy Friday to you. I know you're loving it. Tony. Buck, good to see you. Rusty. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. That is a 7 o'clock whistle, so it is indeed morning. Yes, it is. Waiting on my grandson to arrive, so I may be in and out a naughty bit. That's alright. We know how them naughty bits are. Good morning, Chris. Good to see you, bud. Candy. And that's it. No audio. Might have to refresh, bud. Is there still no audio? Can you guys not hear me? You hear me? Okay. Just making sure. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate that. I did sign the paperwork yesterday. I am officially part of the Bald and Bonkers Network LLC now. I will be doing, as soon as me and Dakota have a chance to sit down and get everything worked out, we will have a Bald and Bonkers TV station dedicated to our videos, our investigations and stuff. Hopefully here real soon. I will also be hosting a podcast live stream deal over on Bald and Bonkers Network. Starting next Wednesday, I will also be co-hosting Unrestricted Paranormal with Danny on Wednesday evenings. That's going to be real good. He gets some good guests over there. Yeah, TV. I was shocked myself, Rusty. I think Chris might be able to explain it better than I can. But basically, any of my videos that I've got set with embedding possible can be put onto a certain, I guess, an online TV type channel deal where it will play my videos like TV shows. So who knows? Who knows? Dakota's actually turned it into a legal company now. It is an LLC. So we're getting the channel out there now. We're getting us out there, all that. Yeah, public access type deal. I think it's really cool. But as you guys know, today is the day, man. Tommy Tombstone and John, his cameraman, are supposed to be over here this afternoon, somewhere between 2 and 3, to pick me and all the gear up, and then we are heading over to the town of David, and this is going to be interesting. I had a dream about this place last night, and I'll be honest with you, if it's half as spooky as the dream was, this is going to be some serious Shiite Straight up. Before this place was a cult compound, it was all Native American land. And there are quite a few waterways that go through the property and stuff. And the native group that was there was synonymous for setting up their villages and their burial grounds near the waterways. And since they were pushed off that land, out in those woods surrounding the compound, there could be burial grounds, there could be old village sites. The people that, at one point in time, the compound actually took up 1,000 acres, and you know it's been sold off and parceled out and stuff like that since the place broke up in '79. But it's still over 100 acres of compound and forest surrounding it. So not only will we be looking into the compound, the old buildings that the people are slowly trying to recondition and make nice. The train station there. Sadly enough, we probably won't be riding on any of the trains. From what I hear, they're under reconditioning right now. But there's some of them are old coal-driven trains, and they're miniature trains. Let me clarify that. It's miniature trains, but they're coal-driven trains, and there's tracks going all around the compound, down through the old amusement park and zoo that the cult had set up to fund themselves. A lot of the animal cages and animal enclosures, the big cats, bears, alligators, stuff like that, a lot of those enclosures are still there. No animals that they know of, but once again, like I've said so many times, several of those animals were on loan from other zoos and vanished. They don't know if they let them loose into the wild there in the area, what they done, but needless to say, we will be under protection. Tonight we will have other guests from other paranormal groups that are going to be joining us for this. Tommy Tombstone set this whole thing up. He was our contact person with the lady in charge of the facility. I know he's probably sleeping right now because he has to get up here in a little bit for his job. But if you watch this later, good job, Tommy, man. We're proud of you, dude. You're living up to our expectations, man. You're a valued member of the group, and we appreciate all your hard work. Not what I dreamed of, I'll bet. I don't know if I want to know what you dreamed about, you dirty old man, you. I don't know if I want to know what you dreamed about. Good morning, KG. You're looking lovely as ever. Wow. I just noticed that our type to search bar down here has got donuts in it this morning. Well, I guess if you can't eat them, looking at them is just as good. Hope everyone is ready for the weekend. Most definitely. You know I'm ready for it. We talked yesterday. You know I'm ready for the weekend. Let me take these things off. They don't help much. Bloody hell. I've spent most of the morning getting gear charged up, packed and ready to roll. Counting pop bottles and stuff after the live stream to be able to get food and stuff, hot dogs and hot dog buns. Town of David is supplying cabins for us. They some of these cabins are nice, and there are stories of Capone and his men coming over here to the campground and stuff where the cabins are at. These people were very self-sufficient. They were very smart when the cult was up and running. They had their own lumber mill. They had their own print shop. They had their own stables. They had the train station. They had the amusement park. They had the zoo. They had their own little town. They had huge communal gardens. Like I said, at one point in time, it encompassed 1,000 acres, encompassed 3,000 people. So, you know, I'm really hoping that we'll be able to get into some of the older buildings that aren't being redone right now. Over the years, all right, Santi. Over the years, they fell into a lot of disarray. I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, this is our very first 2-night, 2-day investigation, and it's probably going to be a 2-parter. I'll be honest about it. I just have a feeling there's going to be way too much stuff to get into one video. Of course, you know, I'll be taking all the stuff to cleanse and bless the grounds. Sage, sweetgrass, cedar, tobacco, my abalone shell, my feather fan, everything we need to properly cleanse it and hopefully gain a little bit of respect by any of the natives that still inhabit the area. I just filled my cup right before we started. I just hope when Tommy and John come over here to pick me up, John's got enough room in his car for camping gear and equipment. Tommy said he didn't want to drive his truck over here because there wasn't that much room, but I mean, you got a truck bed to put tables and equipment, camping gear, blankets, cooler. I don't know what the purpose of that was for. Get off there. Go. Go. Get off there. Get off there. Quit clogging up my screen. Oh, doggone you. Hop in there at the last second. My new furniture feels like sitting on cardboard. I thought you were looking forward to that new furniture. Why is it so rough on the old tushy? Good idea. That's the coffee. National Donut Day. Morning, Jenny. Good to see you, love. That's my beautiful sister-in-law right there, guys. Still stiff as all, has to break in. Well, you know, we just moved a brand new bed in for my daughter yesterday. My son, my stepson, her brother, whatever you want to refer to him, Trevor, he's been on here too. Him and his fiance just got a brand new bed, so they gave Ash their old bed, and she went from like a single to a queen. And I went in there this morning, and she's like, when she went to bed last night, she was laying on the pillows at the head of the bed. When I went in there this morning, her feet were up in the corner by her bedside stand. Her head was clear down the opposite corner. So she's taking advantage of that increased size. But yeah, that's. I told her, because she's not used to having a fluffy bed. So when we got everything put together last night, I told her, go in there and jump on it. So, Caucasian, that's the advice I'm giving you with the new furniture. Just typewriter your couch and stuff. Just start bouncing from one end back and forth. Jump on it, throw the cushions on the floor, crawl around on them on your knees. You know, just break it in. Break it in. Have fun with it. Before too awful long, you'll have that Sheldon Cooper butt groove in that one cushion on the couch that's always your seat because it fits your ass just right. Gas has surpassed $5 a gallon. Not here yet that I know of. The wife didn't say anything when she left for work this morning and drove up by our gas station right down the road. I think it's still in that 479 area where it's been for a couple days. But it's not going to be long. Like I said the other day, Congress approved the $5 minimum nationwide. So God only knows where it's going to go before the summer's up. I mean, summer's really honestly not even here yet. The big travel holidays, Memorial Days, but when you get up there around 4th of July and stuff, buck, we just hit 429. See, that's about what it is down in Tennessee. I was telling everybody Wednesday that my mom went and got gas. Tuesday was her birthday, so she went and she had a doctor's appointment, and then went and got gas and paid like $4.15 a gallon for it, and then drove down the road, and it was 409. She said she was madder than hell because she could have saved 6 cents a gallon. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's a nickel and a penny, for God's sakes. Right now, Illinois is the only state in the Midwest over 5. I've been meaning to ask, have you guys checked out the old asylum in Detroit? Co-worker from Detroit showed me a personal video he took while they're doing what you do. No. We've not done anything in Detroit yet. Since Danny is a part of the Masonic Lodge, he has been working to get us into the Masonic temple that Mason himself built and then later committed suicide at up in Detroit. We were going to try to get into Fort Wayne in Detroit, but due to the naughty activities of a shall remain nameless large television paranormal investigative crew, Fort Wayne does not allow investigations anymore. There were actually doors that were chained shut, locked, padlocks that they were told they couldn't go into. And either the television channel or the film crew or somebody actually cut chains and stuff. And yeah, they don't allow investigations at Fort Wayne anymore. But I will put that on our list, and I'll ask Danny about the asylum up there. 60 10 gallon. So, my first killing in Detroit. That's not surprising. I heard my first public gunshots in Detroit, coming back from, calm down, Jesus criminy, all of a sudden, the Zoot Suit riots begin in Los Angeles, 1943. Let me see here. Get all this stuff off the screen. I wish there was some place I could move this mail pop-up. That's not surprising. When we came back from Ontario the last time, we stopped to get gas at a Speedway gas station just on this side of the Ambassador Bridge. And a couple blocks south, you can still see the bridge off in the distance. We're sitting there pumping gas in the van. We got the muskets and guns and cannons and everything in the trailer. And we're right on the edge of a neighborhood that looks like some kind of Holocaust, or not Holocaust, some kind of a nuclear war had taken place. Old, half fallen down buildings with boarded up windows and doors, and all you're hearing is brrr, 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 duck, 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 brrr, brrr. I'm like, damn, that's a war zone over there. Further south, further south. Bro hamster, I love that. So sweet in the morning. Let me see here. 499 across the board here. Asylums are just crazy. Tell me about it. William Lewis told me gas is $6.99, diesel $7.52 in Cali. Yeah, Grandma's sister still lives in California. And I was talking to her here just a week or so ago, and she said she was paying upwards of $7 a gallon for gas for her car, and that diesel was even higher than that. So it's just like here, it's fluctuating. Hey Rob, good to see you, bud. $4.99 in my area. There are funner ways to break in furniture, you dirty, nasty, awesome frickin' girl, you. I can't believe people can pay to travel. Oh, I know. Shane was on here the other day. He actually called out for everybody to start donating to a Drew Goes to See His Parents in 2022 fund. So I told him, I said, you know, my wife and daughter have never been to Tennessee, and mom and dad are not going to be able to make it up here until at least November, maybe even wait till Christmas. And he's like, everybody needs to start giving Drew to go down and see his parents this year. I know I got more important things to spend money on than traveling to Tennessee. I do. And number one, my wife is not looking forward to a 10-hour drive to get down there. She wants to actually take the scenic route and hit some of the roadside camp spots in the foothills to the Smokies and stuff, because Ashland's never seen a mountain. So that's why I want to bring them out to Arizona so bad. So, you know, they got nice, flat, cactus, 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 off in the distance, mountains. I think she'd get a lot more kick out of that until she saw her first tarantula and you know, peed on herself and had a stroke. Same with my wife. She don't like brick spiders, let alone something that's as big as her hand and, you know, smiles at her and can hold a gun on her. When I worked in St. Louis, the gunfire I heard there was unbelievable. Hey, Drew, my grandson Mason is here with me. Say hello. Hey, Mason. Good to see you, bud. Glad you're getting to spend some time with Grandpa today. He's a pretty fun guy to spend time with. I've had to cancel so many trips. I'm not going to the reunion, not going to Indiana. I hate it. It's really hard to get out. I know, Rob. I know. My 35-year class reunion is this year. And I've not been to any other reunions since '87 when I graduated. And somehow, some way, I'm getting down to Central Indiana for my reunion this year. I have lost too many friends from school. They actually wanted me to head up the reunion this year. And I told them there's just no possible way I could do it. But somehow, some way, I will make it down to my reunion before we lose any more of our class to whatever just happens to be taking them away from us. $6 by August. Diesel's damn near there. I think 409 is a good deal for a gallon of gas. Hey Jenny, do you remember when, nah, you're younger than I am by quite a bit, so you wouldn't remember. So I remember when you could take a $20 bill, you could go out and you could buy dinner for you and your date, you could put gas in the car, and see a movie. Me and the wife were talking about that the other day. Back in '85, '86, I used to put gas in my car, go to the theater, and buy snacks and stuff for my date on a $20 bill. Hell, it takes two $20 bills now minimum just to fill your car up. Then you're talking another $10 or $12 a piece for the movies, $4 for a box of dollar candy you could pick up at Dollar General and smuggle into the damn place in your purse. Psst. Congress wouldn't be too awful damn quick to approve these higher gas prices if they paid for their own gas and we didn't pay for it for them. Hell, half of them don't even know how to pump their gas. I was running down the cabin site on a whim just to be there. That shit is done. Psst. I don't blame you. That's a hell of a trip, man. He's talking to me. I said, yeah, man. And he says, can he see us? No, sadly, man, I can't see you, Mason. I can't see you, but you know, Grandpa sent me pictures of you and your sister before, so I know what y'all look like. I'm still going to Ghostorama. Very cool. Very cool. I look forward to seeing you down there, Rob. I was talking to friends of mine over on Oracles and Beyond yesterday. And I guess Cassie is trying to get Chad down to Oracles and Beyond since she does all the scheduling for him. She's trying to get it scheduled in where Chad can come over from Jackson and attend Ghostorama as well, possibly doing readings. Hard telling. He might even join in on the investigation of the Van Buren Museum after the event closes on that Saturday night. 220s. My Suburban would cost $249. Actually talked to somebody the other day that spent over $200 to fill their truck up. So they try really hard to not let it get below a half a tank in case there's an emergency or something. And they did. They let it get down to almost empty because they were waiting for the gas to drop. They finally decided it wasn't going to drop, so they filled it up. It cost them just over $200 to fill it up. I said, no more. Let it get down to right about a half and fill it back up, because $100 is a lot easier to part with than $200 is. Yep, gosh, back in those days, less than $1. $5 for a movie ticket. Yep. We were talking just the other day. I was talking to my friends down here at the gas station, and I asked him, I said, man, I said, what do Newports go for now? And he said almost $8. I said, dude, I remember when I was smoking Newport Ice and was paying 99 cents a pack for Newport Ice. Said it's kind of hard to believe it's gone up almost 50 cents a year for Newports. And they're not even good anymore since they got rid of the Newport Ice. I smoked it for that extra cool menthol. Yeah, like they don't even taste good now. I got to cut the filters off of Newport to even taste the damn thing. $9 there. I just parked the Suburban. The truck gets better. Yeah, I could imagine. It's actually really kind of funny because Steph's aunt and uncle just got a new truck, so they gave their daughter their Hummer. Want to guess what that Hummer's doing right now? She needless to say, she parked the 10 mile to the gallon Hummer, and she's driving a 25 mile to the gallon minivan right now. I was 6 years old. Yeah, I know you was. Well, then again, you know, it's not much better with your sister. I was telling her the other day about what things were like, and you know, 80, 83, 84 when I went into high school, and she's like, my God, I was just out of diapers. I'm like, thank you for making me feel like a chomo. I really appreciate that. Just times I want to smother her with a pillow. But the feeling's mutual, so I guess that's what keeps everything fresh. I'm back and armed with coffee. Everyone is safe. Good. Good, because I ain't putting up with no shenanigans in here. I'm back and same thing with my Suburban. Jenny's just a youngin'. Jenny's a few years older than her sister is, so you think Jenny's a youngin', you ought to be dealing with my wife. My wife was born in 80. I think Jenny was born in, what, Jenny, 77, 78? You was born? I was like 9 or 10 years old. Dirty old man. That's how I feel sometimes. She keeps telling me to quit dressing like a teenager, and I tell her I'd rather dress like a teenager than I would an old geriatric. My pants pulled clear up to my nipples, my golf hat on, my shirt tucked in, you know, my waistband of my pants clear up here. Tells me to act my age, and I said, what do dead people act like? What is the word for a man cougar? I don't know. I'll start calling you one, whatever it is. I like bro hamster better. I like bro hamster. But yeah, like I said, I woke up at 1 o'clock this morning after having the dream about this place we're going to tonight, and I got up ready to start the day. Came in here, realized it was only 1 o'clock. went back to bed, woke up at 3:15, and then I finally got up at 4:45. So, but I've been up here getting things packed and charged, getting the walkie-talkies charged up, getting the batteries replaced and all the equipment, trying to figure out a new rigging system for my light, where the light and the camera can mount side by side on it instead of one on top of the other. I wear the same thing as I have my whole life, blue jeans and a t-shirt. Well, you know, I'm into the scarf thing. That started with our soldiers coming back from Gulf War. It's become a fashion again. They call them neckerchiefs. And where a neckerchief used to be a handkerchief that you tied a knot in and hung, you know. But now those full wrap scarf deals, or they call those neckerchiefs now. There's a big market for those things. People are buying them. They pay upwards of 30, 40, 50 bucks for those things. And not me. I don't need to spend that kind of money to look fashionable. Stephanie was 5 and 85. You will be already dating. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was in my second year of high school when my wife was born. I remember when Atari was the big thing. Oh yeah. The year I was paroled, gas, high test mine was 48 cents a gallon. I'd fill up the van with Phil and head out the woods until she got to Newports will be obsolete soon. I just read our gas station door menthols are being banned by FDA. Wow. I've been sleeping 16 hours a day for the past few days. Dude, I'll tell you what, that old COVID thing, man, it's nothing to mess with. I hope your wife is doing better. I have a few for my cowboy costume. Yeah, exactly. Neckerchief, handkerchief, Lakoderchief. Yeah. I thought about that the day she was bragging about getting that H2. Steve and I didn't do her any favors with that gift. No. Take good care of her this weekend. Good. I hope you guys get a chance to spend some time together. I know she misses hanging out with her big sis, that's for sure. You guys ought to take a little bit of time and go up to Sonny's new place up here. Not only is the entertainment really good, but the drinks are very nominally priced. It's actually very cheap, and the food is excellent. And they're constantly adding new stuff to the menu. Mark and his wife and I were just talking on Monday when we done the parade uptown about getting together sometime here real soon as we could, and going up here and listening to a band, having dinner. Time to fire up the locomotive. All right, love, you have yourself a good day too. Be careful out there. Try to have a little bit of fun. You're living my dream right now. I've been fascinated with trains since I was teeny tiny. You're living my dream. That's why I was hoping that the coal locomotives would be running over there tonight when we're over there for the investigation. But the depot and the trains are all under remodel right now. So at least I'll get to spend some time in the depot. I'm looking to get a bike to get around. Maybe I can hitch a ride in the back of a truck to get up to speed. Dude, have you seen the brand new bikes that are out? The electrocycles or whatever they're called. Couple of the girls up at the grocery store got a couple of them. And these, you can either pedal like a regular bike or you can kick them once and this electric motor kicks in. You get them up to speed, flip the switch, you can stop pedaling. They maintain their own speed. And you just hit the brake to disengage the motor and start slowing down. Cool as hell. One little girl said she's not been on a bike in like 15 years. Got on that thing and it's like she had never quit riding. Can you take detour in the depot? Maybe. I don't know. I don't even really know how big this depot is. I've only seen some shots from the inside looking out, so I really honestly don't know how big it is. I think they've got 3 or 4 trains in there. So all I know is that some of the previous videos people have taken at this place, they were actually letting them drive the trains. And I guess when this place was open back in the 60s and 70s, they had teenagers from the commune running the trains, so they're obviously pretty easy to work. But yeah, I guess these things have fuel burners on them, or coal burners. I think the worst part of this batch of Cove is everything tastes. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Is it just everything? It affects your taste buds, so nothing tastes good. And you kindly want to. You want to fill your belly up so you feel full and you're not hungry, but at the same time, what's the pleasure of eating if nothing tastes good? Maybe you should stop eating in the bathroom. Well, I shall consider it. Oh, goodness gracious sakes. I am so looking forward to this investigation. I'm looking forward to some modern camping, hanging out with the guys, maybe even drinking a couple beers when we're done investigating. At least we don't got to worry about Tommy doing a Papa Top anymore. Papa Top again. Oh, at least there's napkins in there. That is true. That is true. Huh? I take care of her and she ends up in a lake drunk and can't get back on. Oh, she won't get back on the pier. She won't get back on the pier. If Steph dives off the pier, she swims the 75 yards back to the beach. I've not seen her try to climb back up on that pier. I ate 4 cup of noodles past 2 days. Wow. I'll throw her a flotation device. Oh, I was going to ask you, is that Rochester, Illinois or Rochester, Indiana? I think that's one of my biggest fears of trains. I have seen a train derailment that when those cars, especially, with the speed they come through here sometimes, I could seriously see those cars uh, when they start to stagger and they fall over and start pushing each other. I've seen those things go almost 50 yards off the tracks. So yeah, that scares the hell out of me. Plus, I've seen the videos of trains going off the tracks in high winds and stuff. It's you got bigger balls than I got, little girl. That's for sure. Time for show. All right, Tony. You have a good day, bud. You take care of yourself, and we'll catch you later. Stacy C. Mac has one. Oh wow, that's cool. Thing rips faster than his dirt bike. Ah, well, and I hope everybody has a good, enjoyable weekend. Um, like I said, I will be over there at City of David, Town of David, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, tomorrow night, all day tomorrow, tomorrow night. Um, I don't know yet if I'm going to go to Sturgis, Michigan, on Sunday with Danny or not. There is a fundraiser for a little girl in Sturgis that I guess she needs a service dog, and her family's insurance is not paying for it. So I was given the option, or I was informed, I should say, that they're going to be doing this fundraiser for her in Sturgis. They're doing a parade for her, taking donations and stuff like that. So I'm going to see if I'm not too exhausted after Friday and Saturday night, putting on our Living History Mysteries, or if we get them, which we're supposed to, our new MPS t-shirts and stuff, and going over and doing the fundraiser to see if I can contribute in some way, shape, or form to helping this little girl get her service dog. She has become completely blind now, and the insurance, like I said, will not pay for it. It's going to cost them like $10,000 to get this dog trained and everything. And you know how I am about helping kids. You know how I am about helping the disabled and people in need. So hopefully we'll be able to do something to help her out and get some money for her. Being a good engineer is not easy. Come over to Elkhart sometime. You can play on the engine shop. I'd be sitting in a wet spot. Be up on the engine like that. Oh my God. You'd be able to take some pretty funny pictures of me, because I'd be like a 6-year-old in a toy store, being up on the in the cabin on one of those things. Hey Jan, good to see you, hon. Hope you're doing good this morning. My uncle used to be an engineer, and my grandma, when she was still alive, my uncle drove from, I want to think he drove from like northern Ohio and drove out to the East Coast and then done the return trip. And Grandma and my aunt would get on the train at least twice a month and drive all the way out to the East Coast and then come back. That was always her thing. And that's something I never got the chance to do. Something I never, but I've always wanted to. I've always wanted to. The only train I have ever been on my entire life was on me and Steph's honeymoon. When we left Dowagiac, went to Chicago, and came back. And if you remember back then, I was way too sick to even enjoy that. I just pretty much sat there and stared out the window. So, we switch Argos, Rochester, and Plymouth on Tuesday and Thursday. Oh, okay. I'll give her arm food. But I will take you up on that, Jenny. I will come over there sometime to Elkhart. That would just be like a dream come true to me. Oh, Rusty's going to start it, guys. Here we go. Here we go. 1621, the Dutch West India Company receives a charter for the West Indies, the Americas, Caribbean, and West Africa. 1770, Mission San Carlos Borromeo de Carmelo, founded in California. Damn it, now I need these things. Don't get old. Historic events, 1781, Jack Jouet rides to warn Thomas Jefferson of a British attack. (1784), U.S. Army officially established by Congress of the Confederation. Good morning, Stephen. Oh, you're all right. You know how those iPhones are. That's why I won't have one. 1784, U.S. Army officially... Man, that was so important it happened twice. What are you doing there? My man friend lives there. It's a fundraiser for a little girl who's gone legally blind, and they want her to have a service dog, and the insurance, the family's insurance, won't pay for it. It's going to cost like $10,000 to train this dog and find the proper dog and all this here kind of stuff. So some of the local businesses, my friend's Ghostbuster group is going down there. They're doing a parade for a bunch of different things to help bring money in to help the family get this service dog. So I'm going to find out if I can be of any assistance to them or anything like that. If I can, I will be more than happy to go down there. Maybe even stream on Sunday morning live from down there at the festivities and fundraisers and stuff to see if I can help them to acquire the money they need to get this service dog. 1851, first baseball uniforms worn in New York Knickerbockers. Wear a uniform of straw hats, white shirts, and blue long trousers. 1856, Colin Whipple patents a machine for making screws. How'd they hold this thing together? If they didn't have screws yet, how'd they hold this thing together? With baling wire and bubble gum, or how'd that work? 1960, Comanche, Iowa, completely destroyed by one of a series of tornadoes. 1861, First American Civil War land battle. Union forces defeat the Confederacy at Philippi in modern-day West Virginia. 1864, General Robert E. Lee wins the Battle of Cold Harbor. 1871, Jesse James and his gang robs Abacock Bank, Corden, Iowa, of $15,000. Now this place is only like 10 or 15 miles from where Tyler lives at. He's actually taken some pictures of the bank, and at one point in time, I think it's still on his channel, he was driving out by a site in the country where a young boy that was out hunting seen James and his gang with a blanket laid out on the ground counting money. So we have a little tie to our group with that little point in history. 1884, John Lynch chosen first black major party national convention chair. 1888, baseball poem Casey at the Bat, first published by San Francisco Examiner. 1889, the Canadian Pacific Railway is completed from coast to coast. 1911, Come Josephine in My Flying Machine, recorded by Fred Fisher and Alfred Bryan, sung by Ada Jones and Billy Murray, hits #1. John, good morning and happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well this morning. 1916 U.S. National Defense Act establishes Reserve Officers Training Corps. In 1918, U.S. Supreme Court in Hammer versus Degenhardt rules child labor laws unconstitutional. Well, I'm glad you got your coffee. 1919, Supreme Liberty Life Insurance Company, Chicago, first insurance company organized by African Americans, is formed. Worry, I got mine too. 1921, sudden cloudburst kills 120 near Pikes Peak, Colorado. Doing great, my friend. Hope you are as well. Oh yeah, doing good. Looking real forward to this investigation we're going on tonight. That's pretty much been the only thing on my mind all week long. It is a 2-day, 2-night investigation at a former cult compound. So, and before it was a cult compound, it was all Native American land. And Native Americans were pushed out of their villages. They left behind their burial grounds, everything. So, God only knows what we're going to get into in this place. 100 some odd acres. It's going to be a good investigation. 1925, Goodyear airship Pilgrim is first to have an enclosed cabin. What they do, right on top of the damn thing before that? first trade show at Atlantic City Convention Center. Electric Light, 1929. Can't wait to see it. Oh, believe me, I got my misgivings. You guys know that I go into a lot of these investigations real open-minded and stuff and looking forward to it and not worried about anything, but I've never had a dream about an investigation before. And yeah, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that in some way, shape, or form this place makes me kind of edgy. But we're going to have a full crew there tonight. Danny will be rolling in tomorrow, early evening, and we're going to make the best out of it. Oops, was an hour early. It's all right. It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. All right, let me see here. Gonna get back up here now. 1939, Barrel Polka by Will Galahad. Hits number one on the pop singles chart. I got bad news. I won't be able to go see Wookie this month because gas prices and sister's truck has to have wheel bearings. Go figure. 1943, United Nations Relief and Rehabilitation Administration forms. Zoot Suit Riots. 1943, a mob of 60 from Los Angeles Naval Reserve Armory beat up everyone perceived to be Hispanic, starting the week-long Zoot Suit Riots. 1948, musical Sleepy Hollow, based on Washington Irving's novel, opens at St. James Theater, New York, runs for 12 performances. 1948, 200-inch Hale telescope dedicated at Palomar Observatory. 1948, Korczak Tsiolkovsky begins sculpture of Crazy Horse near Mount Rushmore. 1949, first African American to graduate from U.S. Naval Academy, Wesley Anthony Brown. 1949, Dragnet is first broadcast on the radio, KFI in Los Angeles, California. 1949, Georgia Niece Clark Gray becomes first female treasurer of the United States. 1953, KVOS TV Channel 12 in Bellingham, Vancouver, Washington. CBS channel begins broadcasting. 1955, KLFY TV Channel 10 in Lafayette, Louisiana begins broadcasting its first signal. 1956, KGUN TV Channel 9 in Tucson, Arizona, ABC affiliate, begins broadcasting. Kind of makes you wonder when these TV channels first start broadcasting, back in this time when TV was just becoming popular. What kind of shows did they broadcast? I mean, how many different shows were in production for television when television just was just beginning? 1959, first U.S. Air Force Academy graduation in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Hey, Derek, good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. 1959, U.S. President Eisenhower routes Canadian Premier Diefenbaker a message off the moon. One of these days, guys, I hope to get Derek down here into Michigan. Do some investigations down here. Then again, one of these days, I hope to have the channel set financially enough I can get back up to Ontario and hit a couple places up there with him. I think that'd be kind of cool. I've not been to Ontario in 21 years. I think it'd be kind of cool to go back up there. 1961, Wildcat closes at Alvin Theater, New York City after 172 performances. Television began a lot earlier than the 50s. Did it really? I got no clue. I don't know when it started. 1962, WBKO TV Channel 13 in Bowling Green, Kentucky begins broadcasting. I used to love Ontario. Battle of Thames up in Chatham, Ontario was my favorite event to go to. I mean, that was an 1812 battle reenactment. It was huge. A lot of you guys that have been with me for a long time know that I am descended from Mohawk. Back before Joseph Brant separated from the Mohawk out in New York and took them up into Ontario. But Battle of Thames was the battle where Tecumseh supposedly was killed at when Americans and the British were fighting with the Shawnee. And the Mohawk from up in northern Ontario always come down to play the Shawnee. And that was awesome sitting with them. They had a traditional encampment set up. down there in Chatham, and it was very, very cool to sit in the village and talk to some of the elders, have coffee with them, smoke a pipe with them, and learn some of the old stories um, from both the Twin Rivers and the Ontario Mohawk. There was a fair bit of programming, but most stations were not 24-hour. Hitler broadcast the Olympics in '38. Did not know that. I knew they were recorded, but I thought they were only recorded on film. 1965, Gemini 4 launched second U.S. two-man flight. McDivitt and White mission included first U.S. spacewalk. 1965, first U.S. spacewalk made by NASA astronaut Ed White during the Gemini 4 mission, 23 minutes. We went fishing in Ontario, spent a week of our honeymoon on the French River. Very cool. 1966, Gemini 9 launched, 7th U.S. two-man flight, Stafford and Cernan. 1967, Aretha Franklin's cover of the Otis Redding song R.E.S.P.E.C.T. reaches number 1. 1968, Poor People's March on Washington, D.C. How about that? Last time Jay ever took me fishing. Did you outfish him on the French River? Did you catch more fish than he did, and that's why he won't take you fishing no more? (1968) American radical feminist Valerie Solanas attempts to assassinate Andy Warhol by shooting him 3 times. Wow. I did. I caught bigger fish. That's funny. No wonder he won't take you fishing no more. At least he don't take you fishing for a good reason. You know, my dad quit taking my mom and sister fishing because they wouldn't shut up about catching fish. And he knew they didn't like boats, so if they insisted on going, we just took the family boat out. 1970, first artificial gene synthesized. Good morning, Lee. Good to see you, Bubba. Yeah, my dad and my grandfather were those fond believers that fish can hear you talking, and they won't bite if there's a lot of noise. So you had to whisper when you were fishing with my dad or grandpa. Back from Tennessee. Very cool. Good morning, Sonny. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well this morning. I never talked in the boat. Well, obviously not if you were catching bigger fish than he was. They just didn't want to hear you run your yap. It wasn't me. Believe me, I didn't talk at all. Dad and I would whisper, and my mom and my sister just yak, 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 yak. These fish better start biting soon. I got better things to do with my time than sit out here and drown worms all day long. Well, here, let's take you all back up to shore, and you just get camp set up, get the fire going, and we'll bring the fish in for you to clean and cook later. 1972, first female U.S. rabbi installed. Sally J. Pricend at 25. Saw battle sites around Nashville, Shiloh, Corinth, Stones River, Franklin, and Parker's Crossroads. Very cool. Anything he caught was too small, had to be thrown back. Let me take a run to the potty real quick, guys. I'll come back to this. My eyeballs are starting to float. This coffee's going to get me. I'll be right back. Folks, alright, let me see here. Now, look at all this stuff I got to catch back up on. Let me see here. 1973, Smith closes at Eden Theater, New York City after 17 performances. Is it going to be live Living History Mysteries? What is that, Derek? Are you talking about the investigation tonight? Or if I can do something with that fundraiser on Sunday, am I going to go live from that? Which one of those were you asking about? I'm going to attempt to go live tonight from the compound if I got a good enough signal, but since we're going to be in the middle of the woods, I don't know. As for Sunday, yes, if they can use me over there as to help with the fundraiser for the little girl's service dog, the little blind girl's service dog, yes, I will go live and try to help the family get the funds they need to get her dog, since their insurance is not paying for the service dog for her since she's gone legally blind. What do you think of what happened? I'll have to get back down to that one. I was going to opera around the country. Hall of Fame. 1976, Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody goes gold. Not mad at me, Tony stole fish out from under him. Magna Carta, 1976, U.S. presented with the oldest known copy of the Magna Carta. Just skipped one right there. 1979, Mad Woman of Central Park West opens on Broadway. 1979, Ixtac, one rig in Gulf Mexico blows, spilling 3 million barrels of oil into one of the worst oil spills in history. Definition of my worst enemy. 1980. It's so nice to be civilized. Opens up Martin Beck Theater, New York City. Runs for 8 performances. I have a question. What do you think? What happened? Colony of Roanoke. Man, I'll tell you what. If I knew anything about that, I would be the richest dude alive. People are still trying to figure out what happened. You know, did they go to Croatoan? Were they taken prisoner and later killed? Did they start to move inland to the other established fort that was supposed to be built? I don't know if they'll ever have the answers to what happened. Were the Dare stones? I mean, they've tested the Dare stones. They've carbon dated the Dare stones. They know that they actually were chiseled in that time period. They are not modern like a lot of people said they were. So, you know, did Dare try to leave a trail behind of what happened to her and the Roanoke colonists? Who knows? Who knows? 1980, ESPN begins televising College World Series games. Sell my cigars for. Dude, I'll tell you what, if I had my own brand of cigars, I would. I would sell those puppies for $1 a piece and give all the proceeds to her family. Doubt I could sell 10,000 cigars, but you know something? Every little bit helps. (1980) Jimmy Carter wins enough delegates for renomination. Recoup from the heat. 1983, prolific studio drummer Jim Gordon murders his mother, Osa Marie Gordon, in North Hollywood, California. 1984, revival of musical The Wiz closes at Lunt Fontaine Theater, New York City after 13 performances. We found an ancient Indian village at Shiloh, and they moved on. No one knows when or why. Very interesting. Very interesting. I would have loved to have been there for that. That's the kind of mysteries that history left behind that I love to be involved in. 1985, Larry King Live debuts on CNN, airing each weeknight through December 2010. And he didn't age one single bit. He was swimming in the same pond that Dick Clark did all those years. Several mounds of various sizes, including one burial mound. Wow. So then, have they figured, were these Mississippian or Coshada tribal affiliation that built the burial mounds and stuff like that? I mean, we have burial mounds here in Michigan. And we have ceremonial mounds right here from the Potawatomi. As a matter of fact, Mark and I will be going back here real soon to the very first cemetery we ever done. And right across the street from the cemetery is like 3 or 4 very, very old Potawatomi mounds. So we'll be going back there here real soon. 1988, Big, film directed by Penny Marshall, starring Tom Hanks, premieres in the U.S. Mississippian. Okay. We got mounds here, Dixon and Cahokia. Yeah, I've wanted to go to Cahokia for several years and never got the chance to. Dixon I've never heard of, but I've always wanted to go to Cahokia mounds out there. Here's part of National Park, and on one of the mounds the Union troops buried some of their dead. So it was interesting to see the progression of history. Oh yeah, Cahokia is huge, man. What I remember seeing of it when I was, in my late 20s, early 30s, when I first heard about it. Never got the chance to go. Back in those days, I was working like a Hebrew slave and never got any vacation time, and now I don't drive. And I probably never will again. I'm starting to, I don't know if it's glaucoma, or I don't know if the glaucoma is progressing or what, but I've noticed over the last month, I have a haze that starts right about the center of my right eye and goes all the way down that you can barely see through. It's kind of like looking through a fog. But, I've talked to my optometrist, the only one around here that my insurance covers, and they don't want to do anything with the glaucoma until they have to do it on both eyes. So, yay insurance. Yay limited possibilities. I've already got my eyes checked. I get my eyes checked once a year. And they found the glaucoma back in the back of both eyes 2 or 3 years ago. And they said they didn't want to do anything about it till it was so advanced that I couldn't live a normal, happy life. But like I said, sadly enough, that's the only optometrist in about a 45-mile range that will take my insurance. So that's probably why, because they're all a bunch of... There's a town here in Alabama called Moundville where you can go and see the mounds. Even at the museum there, it's really cool. I went one time. They even have digital tour. We made it a point to take the kids to these sort of sites. nps.gov/shield/mounds. Wow. 1990, third Children's Miracle Network Telethon raises $894,560. That's cool. This one was New Salem State Park. I remember when I was really little, Jerry Lewis had his telethon on all the time. And my sister and I used to get the little tiny boxes. And we'd run around door to door collecting pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, whatever we could get from folks. And send that stuff off. I think that's where my fundraising love for helping people actually started at, was with the Jerry Lewis Telethon back when I was probably, 11, 12 years old, something like that. 1992, Joan London ordered to pay her ex-husband $18,000 a month support. It was a recreation of Lincoln's startup in life. But, with the, UNICEF, when the whole fundraising thing with me started with my grandma. she'd always walk around with me and my sister and collect that stuff. We'd always do the Easter seal thing every year. Um, Make a donation to Easter seals, and it'd go on all of our letters and Christmas cards and stuff like that. So 1995, first Blockbuster Entertainment Awards held at Pantages Theater, Hollywood. Panta something theater in Hollywood. Yeah, I remember going to Lincoln's birthplace uh, when I was real little. That place was fascinating. It was a cabin inside of like a large stone building, and they had actually built the building around the cabin to keep the cabin out of the elements and stuff. It was very, very cool to go in there and walk around what is supposed to be the birth cabin of President Lincoln. It was very, very cool. It's a living history park. Yeah, there's a lot of those places that I would love to visit now that I'm an adult and I'm doing this. Places I seen when I was really little and really left an impression on me was how people would preserve that history. Really inclusion of the mounds area within the boundary of the National Military Park has protected the site from any modern use. 2001 TV drama 6 Feet Under, created by Alan Ball, starring Peter Krause, Michael C. Hall, and Francis Conroy, premieres on HBO. Shiloh is one of the very few places in the eastern United States where remains of prehistoric houses are still visible on the ground surface. If one could manage to get there while one of the events is going on, like Harvest Fest, it's really special. Well, and that's kind of like me getting down to North Carolina, down to around Cherokee, when they're actually having their fall ceremony, their fall powwow. I think they do it in October. Um, I think it's early October. They do like the green corn ceremony, the big powwow, stuff like that. That would be very, very cool to film and interview, talk to some of them about the history, the ceremony, the meanings behind it, the religious aspect, things like that. It's very, very, yeah, it could be really special. 2010 Canadian sportscaster Ron MacLean saves a man from drowning in the Delaware River in Philadelphia. 2013 U.S. extends sanctions against Iran through its automotive industry and currency. 2014 President Obama announces his plan for a $1 billion fund to increase deployment of U.S. troops to Europe. 2015 Dr. Jesse Selber performs the world's first partial skull and scalp transplant at Houston Methodist Hospital. I've seen that place. It's freaking huge. 2017, The Amazing World of Dr. Seuss Museum opens in Springfield, Massachusetts. 2019, U.S. federal government departments and Congress begin antitrust investigations into large tech companies, including Apple, Google, Facebook, and Amazon. I will talk to Danny here in a half hour or so, and I will find out if I can be of help at that fundraiser on Sunday. And if he thinks I can, I will go ahead and I will schedule a live stream for Sunday for this fundraiser. So definitely keep your eyes and ears open if I do post something about this fundraiser, that if I can set up and live stream from there to help them, definitely share it out, put it on your social media, whatever you have to do to get the word out. Let's see if we can help this little girl get her service dog. "2019, U.S. President Donald Trump begins three-day visit to the UK by calling London Mayor Sadiq Khan a stone-cold loser after Khan called Trump's language that of a 20th century fascist. 2019, Apple announces it's shutting down iTunes and replacing it with 3 different apps. I think Obama sent the stuff in 2014 to go to Afghanistan. History got mixed up. Have a great day and weekend, folks. You too, Tony. Take care of yourself, bud, and we will catch you. If not tonight, we'll catch you first of the week. 2020, 3 former police officers charged in connection with death of George Floyd in Minneapolis. Derek Chavez's charge upgraded to second-degree murder. 2021, NASA launches 128 baby squid and 5,000 microscopic animals to study effects of spaceflight to the International Space Station aboard SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket. NASA Administrator Bill Nelson announces 2 new missions to study lost habitable world of Venus in 2028 and 2030. And that's all, folks. Thank you, Rusty. There was a lot of really cool stuff there, bud. Not surprising. I mean, there's always a lot of really cool stuff there, and in case you guys didn't notice, nowhere in today's history was there a nuclear test at Anahuac or Nevada or anything like that. I think that's a first for us. I think that's this is the first day in history that we've never had a single nuclear test anywhere in the world. At least done by us. No Bikini Island, no Anahuac, no Nevada test site, no atmospheric tests. Wow. Yeah, eight-eyed, six-legged Gila monsters were actually safe in the Nevada desert this day in history. No 300-pound tarantulas. No ants the size of a bus. Yeah, go spend some time with that boy. Tell him I said have fun with Grandpa. I'm sure you have fun with him. Being a grandpa is just cool as hell, man. I wish my grandsons lived closer to me than what they do. I'm really hoping still this summer to get uh, my two oldest grandsons to come up here and spend a couple weeks with us here in Michigan, take them out on some investigations, have some fun with them. I mean, they're 3 hours away. I rarely get to see them. It'd be kind of nice to have them for a couple of weeks. Spoil them a little bit. Too much going on. Change our way of life as we knew it here, so no time for that. Take care. Have fun. Check out the link and the pic I sent you about those mounds. I will. Man, we are up to 66 degrees already. I was sitting outside drinking coffee at 6:30 this morning, and it was just pretty as could be. The sun was starting to come up in the east. The sky was clear. The squirrels were running up and down the fence. Real pretty. Looks like it was going to be the makings for the beginnings of a beautiful weekend. I think that's what our high is supposed to be, Candy. I think that's what our high for the weekend is supposed to be, in about the mid 70s. Evenings down in the low 60s to mid 50s. So it's going to be not only perfect camping weather, but perfect weather for an investigation. Well, you can have them 90s down there in Bama. That's what I'm kind of wondering about next weekend when Mark and I are going to be in Napanee at the Days of the Blue and Gray Civil War reenactment. Last year was hotter than Hades, hotter than Hades farts. So, God only knows what it's going to be like this year. So far, it's looking pretty good. Below 45 tonight. It got down to 56 last night here. So, I mean, it was nice. Yep, you're the same temperature we are, KG. Yeah, 60 to 70. I think 70 degrees is just about perfect in this area. But, wanting one hand and poopy caca in the other. See which one overflows the fastest. Low 51 tonight. Perfect sleeping weather. Yesterday it was 85, but the real feel heat index was 96. Almost warm enough to make a grilled cheese on the sidewalk. And even at that, even if you can't take the train up to spend time with Wookie, definitely check Greyhound. Um, my mom has taken trips um, when my dad couldn't make the trip to North Carolina when my aunt was living down there. My mom has jumped the Greyhound and gone to see her sister, and she's only spent like 20 or $30 one way. So you're not that far from Wook. You're only like an hour and a half or 2 hours, so it shouldn't cost that much on a Greyhound. I was walking around town paying my bills in that heat yesterday. I got overheated. That's 'cause you're hot, baby. That's 'cause you're hot. It wasn't the heat. It was all you. Tickets for a train, $31. That's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. I looked at that too. We didn't have the money this month. Money is tight. Amen to that. But hey, the way I look at it, that man's been working a lot of hours. Make him pay for your round trip ticket. Tell him. Tell him. Say, you want all this? You need to pay my way. Wink, wink. I'll make it well worth your time and effort. Well, so am I. I am more broke than a mirror after an ugly person looked into it. Join the club. That's what I'd tell him, girl. That's what I'd tell him. Look at this. You want this? You want this at your access? Buy that damn ticket. Just remember, if you say no, I can't do that, then when you want something in return, already know what my answer is going to be. No, I can't do that. I'm saving myself for marriage. I want to be able to wear white at my wedding and not feel guilty about it. Had a man tell me this morning at the grocery that Kroger and the oil companies are too high priced. Well, no shit. Kroger's always been too high priced. That's why I won't go to Kroger unless I absolutely positively have to. I mean, what we pay at our store uptown here is pretty comparable to Kroger. But when you're the only grocery store in town, you can pretty much set your prices at whatever you want to. Kentucky girl We'll have to spend 2 weeks with Wookie to make it worth it. Yep. Amen to that. The guy's supposed to do it anyway. Damn straight. That's exactly how I feel about it. When I lived down in Indianapolis and I was dating a girl over by Elkhart, I used to come up here twice a month. She never came to Indianapolis. I always came up here. I paid my own way. If I had a car, I drove it. If I didn't, I jumped a bus. Cost me $100 round trip on a Greyhound to get from Indianapolis up to Elkhart. And by God, I did it twice a month for, oh God, 6 months. So yeah, believe me, it's up to the guy. Tell him. Tell him. Straight up tell him. You want to eat off the buffet, you got to pay your bill at the end. Myers, just a couple of miles up the road. Now, see, our Myers isn't that bad. I always heard bad things about Myers. But our closest Myers is, well, I don't think there's a Myers in Niles, but we have one in Three Rivers. And it's actually not bad there. Jan, my mom stopped shopping Kroger when they don't support the unions. Oh, yeah. When I worked for Kroger, I was in a union. Oh, damn, back when I was a teenager, they weren't union. Oh, or no dessert either. See? That's why I love this group so much. I toss the ball out in the crowd and they all take it and run with it. Glub, 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 glub. Glub, 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 glub. Well, there's still some weight there. I've not gone through it all yet. Myers is so much cheaper as items I used to buy at Kroger, but Kroger doesn't carry them anymore. Well, see, Three Rivers, Michigan has it licked because you've got Myers and Walmart right next to each other. So what you can't find at one, you can always find at the other. And then they got another new place that just opened up over there called, like, I think it's called Home and Garden or something like that. And what you can't find at either one of those two places, you can find at Home and Garden. So they got pretty much, yeah. Now, there's a lot of history over in Three Rivers, Michigan, too. We have an old, there's an old tuberculosis clinic over there that has been closed down for years, but the city's got a fence up around it and won't let anybody inside it. So, trying to find those interesting places. It's about 3.5 minutes left. So, like I said, I will talk to Danny here in just a few minutes. I'll find out if I can be of any help with the fundraiser on Sunday. If I can, I will set up that stream this morning so everybody has time to set up a reminder, share it out, everything. Let's see if we can help this family out. Tonight, I will not know if we can stream live tonight from the compound until I get out to the woods to find out what the signal's like. At least we have power out there, so we can keep everything charged up. And if anything wants a little drain on power, wants to suck up a little energy to be able to communicate, it's not going to kill our equipment. But I won't know what that place is like until we get out there this afternoon and I look at the signal. We'll just have to see. We don't have either of those stores. We have Gears Cash Savers here in my town, but it costs plus 10% extra at checkout, so not much saving, but it's cheaper than Walmart. Wow, there's not many places around here cheaper than Walmart. As a matter of fact, I'll be honest, I've not seen any places around here cheaper than Walmart. I seen my first snake for the year yesterday. Oh wow. See, we've not seen any, and with the hill and the moss flowers that we have growing out here on the front of the house on the hill, that's normally where we see our garter snakes and stuff at for the year. I've had to move more than one snake, put them in a box and take them down by the lake or something, because you know, Grandma's not afraid of spiders, not afraid of bugs, not afraid of anything, but you let her see a snake. I mean, not that she'd actually see it unless somebody says, hey, look, there's a snake. I was watching TV yesterday. She came in the bedroom, and when my wife went to pick up that bed from her son for Ashlyn, Grandma comes right in. She's standing like 2 foot behind me, and she's like, is anybody in here? Is anybody in here? I'm like, yeah. And of course, you know, she's hard of hearing, so she didn't hear me. I'm like, what do you need? She turned around and walked back out. I got up and followed her. She wasn't 3 steps away from the door, and I said, Grandma, what do you need? You were standing right behind me. She said, oh, I didn't see you. I won't shop our Walmart. There are flies around our produce and deli cases. Flies got to eat too. There's places here that I shop, so it's been probably about 2 years since I've been at Walmart. But alright guys, it is that time. The wife just messaged me about something, so I need to talk to her real quick. Be looking for, like I said, a stream set up for Sunday. I'll see what I can do about helping out with that. And definitely be looking early evening tonight to see if we're going to be streaming from the compound or not. I'm going to do my best. But definitely be watching for the videos. Say a little prayer for me. Like I said, I've never dreamt about an investigation before. So this one's got me wondering now. So if I can't stream from either one of those locations, I will be back on here Monday morning for morning coffee and chat. But until then, y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, God love you, I do. Catch y'all later.